All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Kingdom of the Kael. Yes, this is one of my custom D&D campaigns that we've been playing together for over 3 years, guys.
Whew.
Kind of nice, right?
I'm tired and hungry, I'll tell you that.
I have that effect on people. Without any further ado, to bring us back into the Kael Isles, the party has been exploring this weird stretch of forest that has these crystalline trees jutting out of it, in search for an emerald dragon and the wood elves that have pledged themselves to its service. As they search, they've eventually found a passage underground and explored a labyrinth of tunnels with various traps and things like that, and a sphere of annihilation. And eventually, they came to a large kind of audience chamber-looking room. And as they were getting their bearings, a large emerald spear crashed into the ground in front of Avok. As he responded to this attack, he looked up to see a dragon knight, not completely unlike their friend Elaine, but this dragon knight was female and familiar, as Avok looked into the eyes of his old friend and maybe more, Solonye. And that's where we left it last week, or a couple weeks ago. We had technical difficulties last session, so
many technical difficulties.
It was a nightmare.
So she has a spear to my neck?
No, she, the spear landed in front of you, teleported back to her hand, and she's just pointing it at you right now, not really like here, just in a kind of a defensive stance, about 5 feet away from you, so just outside your normal melee reach.
Alrighty. Hi.
Avok. And she
Yep.
comes closer, and she puts her hands on your cheeks and kind of draws you in, almost seeming like she doesn't believe it's you. And then she kind of step backs a little bit, and suddenly your face erupts as she slaps you. Where did you go? You abandoned us.
Get it out of your system.
Oh, this is not blind rage. I want to know what happened.
We were teleported to the Feywild.
Against our will. So, not really our fault.
Decided to spend a few months there seeing the sights?
No.
God, I got this. Hey, don't worry. I like your... Anywho, so here's how it goes. So yeah, we got transported to Feywild. Time works differently, apparently. We didn't, for what we thought, we spent like maybe a week or two. I don't know, I lost track of time a bit. You guys, a lot more time passed here, so it's not like we were trying weren't trying to get back. It's just we had some irritations to deal with.
Of course, you had to come here.
Yeah.
You've no idea what you've done. And she kind of turns and starts just kind of pacing.
Okay, what did I do? Care to enlighten me?
I think I do something bad.
This is not the world you know. This is not the kingdom you remember.
Yeah, I mean, we've been back for a bit. We got the download. Dragons and all that. Woohoo.
No, you don't. Do you not notice my slightly different attire? The fact that I'm living underground.
Oh, yeah. Looks like you decided to do the same thing Elaine did. So,
Did not
how's your boss?
I did not decide this.
Huh?
The dragons don't simply exist here or terrorize us. Dragons have taken over. Any who do not pledge their loyalty to one are dead. End of story. There are no survivors. This is no longer the kingdom of the Kael Isles. These are the Dragonlands.
Cute. Alright, well, why don't you take us to your boss and we'll have a little chat with him.
And you can see she just seems to be getting more and more upset. Do not understand. This is not some whelp you could beat to death with your fists. This is an ancient emerald dragon.
I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but if it forces my hand, I might have to.
I did bad thing. I pretty much I squied on you guys trying to look for you, and
Oh, that's the least of your problems right now.
it knows we are here.
It's,
I kind of
He's-
figured we didn't make a bit of noise. Sorry.
he's known you've been here since you killed those dragon knights.
Oh,
He's rather observant.
So he knows why we're here, I'm assuming.
Suddenly you watch her just stop talking and kind of just look up. Yes, I know, but they meant no And then she gets this kind of dejected look. Yes, my master, I will bring them before you.
Okay.
Come with me. My master wishes to address you.
Oh, cool. Can you talk into our heads too? I wouldn't mind talking a bit while we're.
She spins and starts walking towards the other side of this relatively large room.
All right. Come on, guys. Let's go meet the big guy.
oh.
Don't worry. I'm sure he's not that bad.
I hope not.
I'll message Avok to ask Solony what the dragon's name is.
Hey, Sol. I guess just so we're not disrespectful, what's your boss's name?
If he wishes you to know his name, he will tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
So I'm assuming you all follow.
Yep. I'm the first to follow.
Yeah, and I try to keep a protective stance over Wella, knowing the last time we saw her, she did not give the best reception.
Yeah, Willow is being deliberately quiet and not
Yeah, the last time we saw
everything
her
with Solon,
was planning out the attack on the Platinum City.
Right, and she didn't like me then either.
Well, Soligny has strong emotions.
Yeah, I'm aware.
She's very prejudiced against.
Well, to be blunt, they did kind of enslave her entire race. So, I mean,
Not that
give
she
and
knows.
take.
She doesn't know that.
Oh no, she's a wood elf. Like they were
Oh,
actively enslaved by
Oh,
Lady Electra.
Yeah,
I
back
thought
when I
you
was
meant.
Oh no, Willow wasn't. I mean, gnomes didn't do it, but she worked for the Electra. Anyway,
I
And
mean,
I did show up before the fire, so you
Yeah.
know. Sure.
and back when I was a meat shield for the Eladrin, I mean, I was hunting her kind, so
Yeah.
progress.
Progress.
So, as you guys go, you start looking at the different balconies and things in this room, and you can see what look like wood elven rangers with longbows, not taut or anything, but with arrows knocked. So you can see some of the wood elves that were part of your resistance before.
Hey guys, this is a familiar sight. It's good to see you all cautious.
Does it look like there's any other ways out of this room except the one we came in through?
On the balconies themselves, there are tons of archways and doorways.
Okay.
So, obviously, outside of this room, there must be a network of something that lets people in.
Okay. Good to know.
But as far as where you guys are on the ground floor, there's the door you came in from and the door you're going through, and then
Gotcha.
on either side there's a set of stairs that lead to the first level balcony.
Okay.
So you guys continue going, and you eventually get to a much smaller door than the one that you entered through. This one's only about 10 feet high, or 15 feet high, actually, about 10 feet wide, set of double doors. And as Soligny gets there, she stands kind of about faces and goes, "You are now entering the lay of my master. I leave you here." And she taps her spear on the ground, and the doors start to open on their own. As you all watch the doors that are relatively elaborate, they're made of very fine stained wood, and they have little gems embedded in them that give them this very elaborate look. And as you open it up, you are overwhelmed with the sight of light bouncing off thousands of metallic and crystalline items. As your eyes adjust over the next few seconds, you see this relatively large room, about 50 feet by 50 feet, with ceilings about 25 feet high, just piles up upon piles of gold, silver, and platinum, even some electrum in a few places. You can see suits of armor and glimmering weapons and just kind of overwhelming, inordinate amount of wealth. And in the center of the room is this rather large emerald throne, and sitting on it is a humanoid figure. As you look closer, the figure is wearing green robes that are of a fashion style you've never seen before. He has this very elaborate coat with look almost like pauldrons of stiff cloth on it. All of it in different shades of green and gold. He has a cape that flows down that looks almost if it's made out of golden thread. It's so pure in color. And he sits there simply almost reclining in his chair and kind of just motions for you to come forward.
Can I, as we're walking forward, look at him through the cerulean lens?
Sure. As you sit there and try to focus the lens, remind me what you do with it. I don't have my...
It gives me the ability to see what motivates a creature and the best ways to influence it.
Got it.
I can observe and learn its wisdom ability score and save modifier. And then if I want to tell anybody about it, I have to make a roll.
Just realized I don't have his stat block memorized.
Oh, good.
So, looking at him, what is it? You learn wisdom, right?
Wisdom, save and ability score, and then what best influences it
He has
or
a
motivates it.
+8 wisdom. Save the 15 ability score. As far as motivation, as you look and try to infer what it is there any sort of roll you have to make, or
Only if I want to tell somebody about it, I have to make a stealth check.
interesting? I may have to modify that. So as you sit there looking and kind of focusing your kind of muse powers through this, you get confused as you look at him, because you're not getting a motivation from him right now. And as you concentrate a little harder, your head starts to hurt a little bit. You're not quite sure why, until the rest of you realize Willow is now floating about 8 inches off the floor. And the humanoid sitting in the throne goes, "Perhaps you can take those off and we can talk to each other in a more balanced manner."
How is this balanced?
Willow slowly takes them and puts them up on her forehead and said, I would have thought, given who we were speaking to, that this would have made it more balanced, but I will defer to your judgment.
Well, see, I don't happen to have a muse available to me, so I think this makes us slightly more even. And with the fact that you're in my domain, I think it's just polite to give the advantage to the host.
Given that you already know a lot of things, don't you already have these advantages?
This is not a debate. I was being polite.
We better listen to
I
him.
meant no offense, purely to understand.
Yeah, see, the thing with you is you're not supposed to exist.
So I've been told.
And that is fascinating to me.
Right.
See, I was very, very young the last time you were even spoken of. And your predecessor died many, many years before I was even thought about hatching. So I must admit, I am intrigued. The rest of you, however, less interesting.
Of course.
Well, you're just, let's face it, human, full of
Yeah.
rage, boring.
Oh, really?
You
Douchebag.
fought for the Eladrin, killed people, then fought against them, killed some more. There's nothing exciting about that. This one here, and he points to Fade, at least he's a little different. Because, well, yes, he did abandon his people, even killed his own father, which I must admit was an interesting story to experience. However, the only thing that really makes him unique is he has the shard of a god in him. Which I've seen that before. Though, to be honest, you don't quite have the arrogance down yet.
You'd be surprised.
There it is. Now you fit the part. And then this one. And he actually gets up now and starts walking towards Kata. You should be very boring. I have an entire set of you. They can change into whatever I want. Birds, bears. Few of them can even go elemental. But you're different. You will be interesting eventually. Right now, you're just peculiar. And he turns around, walks back to his throne. So, you've come all this way. What do you want?
You
You
guys talk. He annoys me.
You seem to know a lot. Not everything. That's interesting.
Oh, I
Douche.
already know why you're here. However, I've found with the more short-lived races, it's best to let them explain themselves. It makes them feel better.
Hey, fuck.
The
So,
mud.
Not like he cares.
again, why are you here?
Can I get a read on Willow?
She's,
Go ahead.
I mean, obviously pretty fucking nervous about this whole situation, but is intrigued by the fact that he knows everything and definitely wants to understand what's happening more than she's scared.
Does it seem like you're interested in... Does Fade think Willow is trying to formulate something to say?
Probably.
Okay.
if I may.
And he kind of acknowledges you with a hand wave. By the way, after you took the glasses off, you slowly sank down to floor again.
Okay, good to know. That's good.
And the headache went away. You realize after it was done, the headache wasn't from anything internal. He was actually squeezing your head slightly.
Oh, good. Okay.
So he
figured it might be
can't
risky.
blow up your mind or anything. But
Cool. Cool. If you know the reasons why we are already here, then perhaps we can rephrase that. As part of why we're here is to understand why you're here.
Thanks, Elias. Well, I'm here because it's my right to be here. See, long before these Ladrin were here, before the orcs took and the tieflings divided up the islands and decided that they were going to watch over the gateways to the other planes, we dragons ruled this land. Then that damn gold dragon had to decide to form a deal with races that barely lived a few hundred years and ruined everything. So, now that he's gone, or whatever he's doing, we're taking back what is ours. Unfortunately, there's a lot of us, so it's not quite as smooth as it should be.
So because you were here before, you believe it is your right to ownership.
No. I believe it's my right to ownership because I own this land. Not because I was here before. I mean, this land physically was mine. Before the deal, before any of that, this was mine. And a few other islands.
And the people who live here now are yours as well?
It's a nice way of putting it. You see, everything they have is because I took the time and energy to cultivate this land. Do you know what this place was before we developed it?
No.
It was nothing. There were not massive islands with sprawling forests and tropical paradises. There were 2 portals in the middle of the ocean, each on their own little rock. It took me quite a lot of time to build this place out. So anyone that used my hard work, well, I think they owe me something. And these here, and he kind of points to the door, well, they're mine because they pledged themselves to me. They volunteered to be mine.
Out of fear.
Not my problem.
You're still a douchebag.
Fade laughs.
said you would try to upset me. And that makes you even more boring. See, I knew you were going to say something like that. I knew you were going to be standoffish. I knew you were going to try and push every button I have. But you know what happens after you've lived for a few millennia? You realize insults and words, they don't really matter. Because even if you took that axe you love so much and buried it in my hide, all I would need to do is wait. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are, because you will die to old age long before I even start thinking about getting bored. So keep on trying. Or perhaps we can discuss what we both have that interests each other.
By all means.
That sounds good.
So, obviously, you're not just here for a history lesson. So I'm going to ask you just one more time. Why are you here?
Do I believe she knows? She said she did, but she keeps asking. Or he did.
Roll an insight check.
I'm rolling one too.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Natural one. I cannot read this dragon.
26 to read a dragon's wherewithal.
Nice.
So, first thing you notice is this guy's got a poker face you can't believe. Almost nothing slips through, but as you've been watching him and seeing how he interacts with Willow and Avok, you do start noticing he has just the tiniest ticks that you notice, the tiniest tells. And from what you gather, nothing that's happened thus far has elicited a surprise response. You've seen some annoyance, a little bit of passion flaring up every now and then, but no surprise.
I just kind of like raise an eyebrow. Wait to see what Willow does next.
Willow just looks as calmly as she can back and says, "We set out to free the Kael from the tyranny of the person we thought was our greatest threat, and to free the people of this land so that no one would be oppressed anymore. And it seems that our mission has not ended."
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
Yep.
You create your own worst enemies. You know that? All you mortal races, you do this constantly. Where you sit there and someone will do something bad, and you just focus and demonize and just try to paint them as the worst thing in existence. When in all actuality, they're still mortal. They still have limited ability to cause harm. And the real worst things in existence, well,
Or he do.
you can't even fathom them. Your minds would explode. Well, maybe not yours. He points at Fade. You've already seen some stuff.
There will always be worse demons, but if fear stops us now, then there's no hope to begin with, is there?
Somehow I doubt he cares about hope.
Oh, see, hope is fascinating.
How so, Mr. All-Knowing Dragon?
I'm not all knowing. I'm simply
Really?
very, very good at learning. See, I love learning new things. And that's the thing about hope is it's a uniquely mortal thing. As you start dealing with the extremely long-lived all the way to the immortals, they don't have hope. See, hope is this thing where despite everything you see, despite everything being stacked against you, you think you can get what you want. Anyone that's lived long enough knows that the world is always changing. And what you want right now may not be what you want in 100 years, in 1,000 years. But the mortals and the short-lived races, see, they can cling on to this hope. And that hope can make them do some pretty interesting things. So yes, I love hope. I think it's fascinating. But hope can help you do amazing things and can also cause you to do horribly stupid things.
Truth.
So, back to why you're here. You don't like that we've taken over again. Right?
The oppression of people is not high on our list.
Well, I realize this may be hard for you to understand, but subjugation, not always a bad thing. I'm not saying that every single dragon has your best interest in mind, or that all the dragons here are going to do good things for you. I know a few that are going to do nothing but torment anyone they can and then slowly self-destruct as they run out of people they can bully. And I know this because they've done it before. And I simply have to wait until they tucker themselves out and I can get rid of them. But see, you won't be around for them. So obviously, asking you to wait, not going to be something you like.
Okay, this was clearly a waste of time, and I made a huge mistake. Ava turns around and walks towards the door.
The door shuts. I didn't say you could leave. I'm having a delightful conversation with a muse. I would appreciate it if you would let me continue.
Oh, you can keep talking to her. I don't want to even talk to you anymore. You're an asshole.
So, we've beaten around the bush about this. What do you want? I need you to actually say it. No more vague generalizations. Ask.
Well, we want your fucking help, but you're a douchebag, so obviously that's off the table. There you go. Happy now!
This will probably be easier. I need a wisdom save from you, Avok.
Yeah, fair enough. What's my wisdom? Okay. 15.
Yeah,
I know that.
your muscles seize. Now the grown-ups can finish talking. Can you make me a strength save for that?
Fair enough.
No, this is like you. In order for you to get the words out, you actually have to fight. So
Well, that's another 15, so.
yeah, as you try to say that, nothing comes out. Your muscles are just too tight. So, you want my help doing what? I mean, what is your end game?
About taking down the more dangerous dragons.
Well, what you consider dangerous and what I consider dangerous are slightly different.
I think things are changing pretty quickly here. I think maybe what we wanted before isn't what we want now.
See, that is forward thinking. So let's say we do take out all the dragons you decide are too dangerous. And I have to hope that I don't get put on that list for whatever reason. All the bad dragons are gone. What then? Does anyone remember how long whole person lasts? I think it's only a minute.
Probably just a minute.
Yeah.
I think so.
So pretty soon, Avok, you start feeling your muscles come under your control again.
What is it that you want? I understand that this is your land, and I don't think I'm interested in disputing that with you. Our limited minds, I mean, I'm not old enough to even consider what you're thinking, and I'm not going to try to guess. What is it that you want? You want everyone to give you your land? Don't you already have it?
Well, yes and no. There's still a few territories that I need to get back, but more interested in what you think you're going to do after this. See, you in particular, there's something that I don't know, and you do. And that's very fascinating. See, when you step through that portal, something happened that I haven't been able to figure out. But you changed something, didn't you?
The change seems to be a theme as of late.
Yes, but this is a kind of change I've never seen before, and that makes it interesting.
So, does Fade have any idea what he's hinting towards? Because Mike doesn't.
Well, what happened when you came through the portal and there were dragons coming at you?
Sure. I
The
can't.
Dark Lady?
Yeah.
Fade isn't remotely interested in sharing any knowledge about that. So,
From your 26 before,
yeah.
you can tell he literally has no idea
Oh, shit.
what happened.
Okay. All right. Then, oh, fuck.
And you can tell this is the first time that he's actually getting into this conversation. Like he's very invested on what you're about to say.
So I kind of look over at Willow, and I'm already off script by engaging this thing. Like the plan was to let Willow talk, so I just kind of like gesture. Should I go on? I don't know. I know that I am about to start lying to a dragon, so
She kind of gives a shrug that's like, that's your call, because she doesn't want to tell you to talk about the Dark Lady if you want to.
all right. So very quickly, I pick up on that, and then I look back to the dragon and say, "We haven't been properly introduced. My name's Fade, Moon of the former House Moonbreeze, and I work for the Dark Lady. And I don't know what you know about the gods. Probably much more than I do.
You'd be surprised.
There's a power shift coming.
Oh, that I'm aware of. However, they've been silent to us longer than they've been silent to you. So you might actually know more than I do about them.
And
And that is interesting as well.
And we came here to exchange knowledge, and I think we're finally making some headway on that. The goal is, our goal, as you so astutely figured out, is we want your help. You propose the question, what comes next, after? In the scenario where we win, where we take care of all the bad dragons. We are a chaotic little band of nonsense people that are in way over our heads, but we're trying to be a force for good. Now, I don't know if that's on your agenda, but what little knowledge we can offer you, I think we're willing to do that, to give to you. But like you know, we're here for help.
So when you say help, exactly what are we talking about? Do you want me to fly around decimating forces? Do you want me to critique your fashion sense? I mean, let's get into specifics here. I've seen far too many negotiations fail because one party agreed to something vague, and when they realized what they'd agreed to, well, let's say things went poorly for everyone involved.
Well, I think an ally, someone that's not interested in working against us, would be a wonderful start.
And I would say we would play to strengths. I don't know what your battle prowess is, I'm sure it is phenomenal, but you seem to know quite a bit more than we do about the
Everything.
other dragons we might face.
Kind of look over at Avok and see if he's moving yet.
He's just, after he got unfroze, he's just, his back is turned. He's not even. He's just not looking at anything.
We have goals, and we have a very limited number of things that we can do. And one of those things, like you said, we came through portals and things changed and things are happening. We want to try that again. We want to get through another portal. And we're trying to find ways to get there and do it safely.
So when you're done with this, you're going to go to the Shadowfell and leave me alone with my land and my people.
Before I answer that, what do you consider your land? You said we cultivated. Who's we?
Oh, the Dragon Lords.
You're the first we've met. Enlighten us.
Oh, no, I'm not.
No, the gold one is another one, I'm assuming.
Anethwian.
Technically,
Yeah,
we'll
he,
never met them.
Oh, right you are.
Hmm.
He originally oversaw, let's call him a manager. He made sure everything was gelling. And then one day decided, you know what? Let's just get rid of all these other dragons. They're making too many problems. I'll just rule over everything and let the mortal races do the tough stuff. Which pissed off a lot of us. But he was big and powerful. I was young at that point. Barely started stretching into adulthood. So I couldn't face a dragon that powerful. Most others couldn't either. And the true ancient dragons, they were at home, ruling over their own lands. So he got away with it until the tieflings double-crossed him, stuck a bunch of needles in him.
Yeah, that was a sight to see.
Got to admit, when I first learned about that, I had myself a good chuckle.
Mike's gone. And back. I think.
The reveal was so epic. Just well, Fade gets quiet as he contemplates.
Oh, come on.
It'll get fixed. Don't worry. So, go back to my previous question. Exactly what kind of help are you looking for?
The moon burn. Yes.
Yep, we can see in everything.
Out of character, I already said we would want information from them, so if anybody has a different answer to that, please feel free to jump in.
It seems like you may be the best source of information we could ever hope for.
Well, not to pat myself on the back, but I am very good at finding things out. And to be honest, these wood elves are impressive.
I'd agree.
They've been able to get to quite a few places it would take me much longer to get to. So, with my wood elves and my own abilities, think I could be quite a boon to you. And see, that's where the problem comes in. Because I have to think about the big picture. Again, you're mostly mortal. When you're all said and done with this, I have to clean up the mess. Reestablish my kingdom. Perhaps even deal with an Ethelin. It's not a confrontation I'm looking forward to.
If it makes any difference, he's not in the best of shape right now.
You'd be surprised. See, the other issue I have is, well, to be frank, you're not the only offer I've got. And see, what they're offering, first of all, seems easier. They don't want me to do anything other than not help you. Well, that, and if I find you, they want me to turn you over. But if they get their way, I don't have to do as much. And they know almost as much as you do. So I'm just... Go ahead.
Almost is not the same as.
Mm-hmm. You are right. However, I've found, in general, if I want to get the best deal, I like to just let the people making competing offers compete with each other. Much easier that way. And he waves his hand, and the door opens again, and standing on the other side is a tall, bald man. He's dressed head to toe. I gotta look at this again. Yes. He's dressed head to toe in blue garb. You can see on each hip there is this bizarre looking, wicked looking whip. And emblazoned on his chest is the holy symbol of the wise sage. And he walks through the door, looks at you, and goes, I thought we had a deal.
We offered better terms, shithead.
And he looks at you, and you watch him go for one of his whips, and as he does, he just sits there, and you see him struggling. Now, that's not very nice. I'll agree he was rude. But drawing a weapon before I say go? Come on. Think about it. What kind of a host would I be if I let one of the competing offers sucker punch the other? No, I think this would be much more interesting if you work this out yourselves. And he turns to you. Well, you're certainly weaker than I thought you would be.
Hey, excuse me.
Shut up.
Okay, that's it. I've had it. Can we go now? I mean, as in Psycho, please. Just please say go.
Not in my treasure room.
Uh,
Go out into the
Damn
arena.
it.
It's what the arena's for.
ooh, you have arena?
You entered through it. Wonder
Oh.
why there was so many places to view?
Oh.
I enjoy combat sport from time to time, and I think two chosen fighting against each other. Well, I just don't think it gets any better.
Would the other chosen walk in alone? It's just him?
Looking behind him, he seems to have a couple people following him, though they don't look quite as menacing.
Oh, yeah, he's got an entourage.
I was just trying to gauge if I understood that he was saying he wanted a one-on-one combat between the chosen, or if it was our party against theirs.
Make an insight check.
Okay. 23.
You kind of get the idea not from him, but from the people behind the other chosen. They're getting ready for a fight.
Okay, cool.
Well, in that case, and the chosen spins, walks out, and keeps going with his two little partners until he gets to the center of the room. I am Clorin, chosen of the wise sage, and
Hi, Chlorian, the wise sage.
and I am going to end the Dark Lady's chosen and his pathetic companions.
Okay.
Hear the
Sure.
dragon from behind you. Now it's your turn to say something fancy. It's part of the pageantry.
But that would be predictable, wouldn't it?
I knew I liked you.
Well, since I'm a stupid human, I might as well be predictable. Yeah, we're gonna kick your fucking ass because we can.
Willow, please expand his vocabulary.
I'm sorry, I'm a stupid human.
And
It's bigger than mine.
and his entire throne starts moving forward, and kind of not really forcing, but encouraging you to step through the doors into the arena.
As they go, Willow slips on her goggles again and looks at the other chosen with the other lens.
Fantastic question.
Okay. I get to know
No, I have.
AC.
Oh, it's AC.
Mm-hmm.
I got a front. There it is. Wow, I almost opened right to it. So AC is 10.
Okay.
He's a big guy. He's wearing cloth.
Cool.
Oh dear.
And not a barbarian?
Doesn't seem like it. Again, he looks weird, and Fade, looking at the whips on his hips, you sense a large amount of power from them. Those are definitely a chosen weapon.
We've seen something similar.
Monk?
Dragon tail.
Oh, yeah.
Fade is terrified.
Was there
And is it
anything
following?
else the Crimson Lens tells you, or just AC?
It's just AC, but she leans over to Avok and says, well, he should be easy to hit, and he gets a +3 to his dex to tackle.
Thanks.
So as you guys all kind of get put into the arena, the throne moves in behind you and then raises to the level of the first balcony. And the humanoid, that you still don't know his name, steps forward and says, "Well, I guess you can start." And I'd like everyone to roll for an
And
Finally.
come on.
Son of a bitch. Same
things
Oh, no.
apparently going well. What level you guys again? 13?
Yep.
Uh,
Hey, Jody, I have marked on my character sheet that I currently have inspiration. Does that match up with what you remember?
You do, actually. Because I have it too. It's from our conversation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cleric initiative.
Don't worry. Wizards is worse.
Mine's not that great either.
Well, we react then. It's fine. Everything is roses.
Okay. That's hilarious. Knowing his AC is 10, you can figure out his dex is
0.
10. So with a +0 initiative modifier, still did pretty well. Fate,
5 total.
Ava,
7.
Kata.
14.
All right. Willow,
Big old 1.
got a for them too.
Yep.
All right.
There's many numbers that are higher than that, just so you know.
I know, you'd think.
You don't have to keep doing those.
You wasted an initiative roll.
Exactly, that's the hope.
I rolled a single digit. My bonus to initiative doubled it.
Oh, good for you.
Good times. Good times.
Oh, God.
It's okay. I'm at full health, so this is gonna be fun.
Hey, at least I'm death warded. That was a thing that happened before.
Thought you
Oh,
death
yeah,
warded
so am I.
someone else too.
That would be me. That's good to know.
All right. So as
Yeah.
you all get ready, the chosen acts instantly. He moves forward, waves his hand in this strange pattern, and pushes his palm forward. And I need intelligence saving throws from all of you.
Oh, Lord.
Is this a spell?
It is not.
Then I will roll said saving throw for you.
It is a ability.
Thank God George get bonus on intelligence saves.
So start with Fade.
10.
You fail. Avok.
18.
Damn. You actually.
I got lucky.
Kata.
21.
You succeed. Willow.
18.
18. You succeed. Not nearly as useful as I wanted it. And there's nothing on a fails. So, Fade, you're the only one that fails. You take 32 psychic damage
Uh-oh.
and are stunned for 1 minute.
Oh.
For a minute?
Yes.
Is
Okay.
We, Kata, please tell me you have something to do with that.
Did I program restoration?
I imagine that's more or less the restoration, but
I don't believe there's a cure to stunning.
stunned for a whole minute though. That's a long time for a combat.
Well, he sees there, looks frustrated that he wasn't able to do more. I gotta look at this because should be think.
Yeah. Nope, I don't think I can cure this.
Okay, so we're clericless for a moment.
And
Just a minute.
as he
You know,
does,
10 rounds.
as he does that, you also watch him stamp his foot into the ground. And Avok, I need a charisma save from you.
Okay.
Drumline.
It's 14.
You feel as though invisible cords from the ground have tied your legs, and you cannot leave this spot.
Okay. Well then.
Now, it is Kata's turn.
Okay.
Mobilized.
Yep.
Is
Well, let me just-
Gotta see how long that lasts. I think it's a turn.
okay. How far away is he from me?
About 45 feet.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to go. Earth Elemental, and I'm gonna go like. I'm gonna burrow underground and can I? Would I be able to?
Yeah. You're in. The ground is just rock. It's carved stone, but it's stone.
I don't think.
The stone itself actually has a polished look to it.
I'm gonna go 30 feet and hold my action until he comes closer to sock him.
Okay. Are you gonna remain underground? Because you can't really punch him while you're underground.
Yeah, I'm going to uppercut him from the ground when he gets close.
I think she has tremor sense.
Okay. I'll allow it.
I do.
Okay. Generally, you're not supposed to be able to attack from inside a wall or the ground, just because that would kind of make you invincible. But since it's just a reaction, I'm okay with that. But if you want to hit him again, you have to actually come out.
Okay.
So
Alright.
technically,
Yeah, that was
attacking a space above you.
Yeah, that was pretty much my plan. Come out and attack him when he gets close.
Okay. That brings us to Avok.
Okay. Avok is straight up frenzy raging like fucking crazy. I had a lot of pent up rage after that conversation, so I need to make
Really?
Yeah, really. So yeah, rage, frenzied, raging up. Spikes are definitely out,
Okay.
and I mean, if he can, he's gonna try and break out of whatever's holding him.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you can repeat this saving throw. So if there's anything else you want to do, you just have a speed of 0.
Right. I got spikes coming out of me. I'm just gonna have to try and make the saving throw. Fuck. Okay, that's a 16.
Still fighting. You just can't will your legs to move. Next up are his two helpers. Only one of which seems yeah. The first one's going to run up to Fade. And
You're stunned.
Oh, God.
it's a 3. 18 to hit Fade?
Did you use advantage?
Yes, my
Then no.
first roll was a 10.
No.
So as you sitting there, kind of delirious from this wave of something that came from him, this one guy comes up and starts to try and grapple you roughly, and you just kind of sway out of the way, and every time he tries to get a grip on you, you just kind of move out of the way. He's unable to do it. Second one is going to go for Willow. But he's going to run over Kata first.
Can I, use my reaction to hit him? Okay. Yes. Kind of ground and, I right to boost him.
Okay, what did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You notice they're actually wearing some breastplates.
25.
All right, so you sit there and roll damage as he kind of flies into the air.
Really? 10 points of bludgeoning.
All right, so he goes flying, realizes he's more surrounded than he thought, kind of moves over, and he does a similar motion to what the Chosen did, extends his hand, and both Kata and Willow, I need an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
25.
Damn. I picked the wrong people to...
Before Willow, before you roll, can I give you my inspiration so you have advantage on this?
She already got a 25.
I got a 25.
Give it a
Not Willow, I mean Kata. That's
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you! That's much better. 22.
So you guys both feel this wave of psychic energy wash over you. And you resist it.
Thank you, Mike. That was a natural one I got before.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been bad.
All right. that's them. Fade, you are next. You are stunned and can try another intelligence save.
22.
You slowly snap out of it.
Oh.
Willow, you're up next.
She kind of was going towards Fade, sees that he started to be okay, just squeezes his hand, and then where is everybody placed in relation to each other at the moment?
Kata's about 30 feet ahead of you. There's a there's a helper next to her. There's a helper trying to grope Fade, who's about 15 feet away from you, and then Avok's another like 10 feet away, just on his own. Looks like he's massaging his legs, trying to get them to work.
Okay, and the Chosen is where?
He's about 45 feet away from where you guys are, just kind of standing out in the open.
Okay, and the helpers, have they only been using magic, or they were using melee too, right?
One of them used melee, the other one did that thing that you guys don't know what it is.
Okay. Then she is going to, without getting too close to any of them, run to a place where she can kind of be away from them a little bit. Are they all within 30 feet of each other?
The two helpers are.
But the Chosen's not within 30 feet of them?
Not of both of them.
But of one of them. Well,
yes.
oh, hold on, never mind.
Again, one of them is right next to you guys, and you're 45 feet away from him. So you've got him 15 feet closer. You've got Kata and him another 30 feet closer. You've got you guys.
Okay, perfect. So she steps away from everybody just a little bit and casts, with a little bit of a yell because she's frustrated and scared, chain lightning at the Chosen and has it bounce to the other guys.
Okay.
They make a dexterity saving throw.
Stop it. Sorry, talking to inanimate objects. Of course they're not sensitive. But they're resistant to magics.
Well, that's good to know.
Still didn't help. 13 for the
Nope.
first. And then you're aiming at the helpers, or a helper and who are you
should be
aiming
all
at?
three.
All
It's
three?
aimed at the Chosen, but it bounces to up to 3 other targets, so it should hit
Okay.
all of them.
So it's one fail. It's a 1. Shapes. One success with a 18, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a 17.
And then the last one is shit. That's sorry. Heal legendary resistance. Yeah, it does. So the Chosen fails, but decides to succeed anyway.
Okay, that's nice. Does that mean that he does take half damage still, though?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's at least something. So give me one, I gotta roll this. So it's 48 full So 24 for the ones who succeeded.
Okay, you said 48, right?
Correct.
So you guys watch as Willow extends her arm and this bolt of lightning goes out, hits the first one, bounces to the next one, bounces to the third one. All three of them look pretty, or the two helpers are pretty rough. Their armor is smoking. There's burns on them. The Chosen takes the hit and just kind of grunts. And as that happens, he takes one of the whips off, throws it, and attempts to attack Kata with it.
Oh.
I need a desk or something. 22.
Hits.
All right. You take 20 bludgeoning damage.
It's magical?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are grappled as
Ugly.
well as the whip wraps itself around you, and you can feel this kind of energy pulsing in, making your head hurt.
As my bonus action, I shout to Kata, smash him, and gives her the +3 to her next attack against him.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take another swing at Kata since it doesn't have another target. That's even higher. So another 20 bludgeoning damage as it kind of whips you around and smashes you into the ground. And it has no other targets. As it sees two of its helpers getting hurt, he extends his hand and around you and really just you, Willow, you watch this wall just shoot out from the ground and extend 50 feet or 25 feet in either direction, but basically cutting you off from the rest of the party, and it becomes opaque, whatever that is.
Okay. Do I recognize what that is?
You've seen a wall of force spell before.
Okay.
I mean, can I counter that? Because that's like what I do. No?
How close do you have to be?
60 foot?
Yeah, be
I'll give it a shot. It's a 3rd level counter, so I might have to roll.
I believe wall of force is 5th, maybe. Let me look.
So this is out of my ring of spell storing, because that's what Willow puts in there for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's level 5.
5th level.
I failed. I needed a 15.
All right, so you sit there and you see the spell being cast. You try and reach into the spell storing ring, and he just looks at you and sneers, and the counter spell just flies away.
Yep.
It's his turn now, and he needs to find out. Kind of repositioning himself, he just extends both of his hands this time, and you feel another pulse hit you all. Intelligence saves again.
Oh no.
So start with Fade.
15.
Fail. Avok.
16.
Fail. Kata.
19.
Save. Willow.
22.
Fail. You rolled too high. You guys are fine. Avok and Fade. You take. Why is this so hard? 32 psychic damage and you're stunned.
Yay! I mean, more useless.
That ends his turn. Go to Kata.
Okay.
You've got a very, very hurt-looking dude next to you.
But I'm also grappled.
Yes, but the dude is right next to you.
I can still attack.
Yes.
Okay. Would it? It wouldn't be a disadvantage, would it?
No, grapple just means your speed is 0.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. And I will attack.
So you guys watch as Kata just swings her massive stone fist.
17?
17's enough. Yeah.
Okay. 11 points of bludgeoning.
That was wrong. As you sit there and connect with him, you watch as the breastplate cracks. You hear him grunt, spit up blood. He's just barely standing there.
I'm attacking again.
Okay.
And that does not hit. That's a 10.
And as you sit there and swing again, he ducks under the blow, just barely missing him. Anything else you want to do?
I think I'm going to use a spell slot to heal as my bonus.
Okay. So you watch as she places her hand on the ground and kind of absorbs some of the rock into to heal some of the chips on her. As that happens, gotta wait for that. Yeah, he's gonna try and slam you again with his whip. 21.
Hits.
Another 20 damage. Oh, and I forgot. At the beginning of your turn, you took 9 psychic damage as the whip just kind of bled into your mind. That ends that. Brings us to Avok. Go ahead and make another intelligence save.
That's a 17.
17. Still not enough, fortunately. So
Fuck
remain-
you.
Sorry, that's the creature.
I know. Sorry.
I get it. The guy in front of you is not pleased. Kata, and he's just gonna try to smack you with a nat 20.
Oh, God.
What's the wrong thing? 26 psychic damage. And technically, you're grappled by him. Everybody's just latching on to Kata.
Oh, God.
Okay, you got all the hit points in the world.
Yep. The other one's gonna.
We're going out, though.
The other one's gonna try and hit Fade again. Wow, so bad. 4-1. He's just like caressing your cheek.
Feels good.
Keeps asking, "This is your first time here?"
Strangely enough.
Asks if you want to get out of there, maybe catch a movie. Uh, Fade, you're up. Go ahead and make me another intelligence save.
20.
You shake off the stun again, though you're starting to get annoyed with it.
A little bit.
Willow, there's a giant wall in front of you.
Yep. And it's just me on the side of it. Everybody else is on the other side.
Yeah, the wall literally just cuts you off from the rest of the party.
Cool. She looks more pissed than scared at this point. Clenches her fist. Casts Bigby's hand underneath her to lift her over the wall of force, slip out, and punch the chosen guy in the face.
All right, so you're casting Bigby's hand, it's lifting you up, and then what's happening?
Clenched fist against chosen.
Okay, because he's 45 feet away. Can it travel that far in a
Move
turn?
it 60 feet.
Damn. So you guys
Yep.
watch as Willow just kind of raises up on this. Do you want it to be purple, or what color do you want it?
It's like a purple with silver lines to it.
Okay, so you guys watch this prince-colored hand
Yeah.
rise up. Well, it's gold, but I mean, he used silver too. And Willow is riding on it. It carries her over this wall. She steps off, and then the hand clenches a fist and rushes towards the chosen. Make your attack roll.
28.
One punch!
Wow. Falcon punch. Roll damage. Shit.
Well, big things.
Oh, not great. 10.
Out of 48? Yeesh. What,
Yep,
how many roll
That was
did you?
very bad. A 1, a 2, a 3, and
So as it comes forward, you watch him place his hands together, and this light blue aura comes. It impacts the aura, and he's pushed back a little bit, and he grunts. Then he just
Oh, with your
kind
hand
of
stays
shakes
there.
it off.
flips him off.
Giant middle finger.
Yep.
He's gonna take one more swing at Kata because he can't do anything else. So no one's close enough, and he wasn't smart enough to move last time. 21.
Yeah, that hits.
So another 20 bludgeoning damage. As he just keeps whoosh, whoosh, whoosh on Kata. As 20 rolls around, what else can he do other than lose my page in the damn book? You watch him look at one of his helpers, and he just kind of snaps, and you watch the helper's eyes start to glow. And that brings us back to him. He looks at Avok and just stares at him for a little while, and ends his turn. Kata.
Okay.
Oh, and he moves forward because I'm stupid and been leaving him too far away.
Okay, I'm going to try and fish out the one who's almost dead.
Okay.
$25.
As you don't even roll hit, 2 hit points. As you swing your fist again, it impacts with him. You see more blood cough out, and he flies about 15 feet away. Anything else you wanted to do?
Can I focus my attention on the other one that's got me grappled?
No, that was the one that you killed was the one that had you grappled. Oh, do you mean the Chosen?
I thought I was grappled by 2 people.
Yeah, the Chosen has a whip on you, a really long whip.
How far away is he?
He's still about 15 feet away from you. I
You
think.
can't move.
What?
No, just reiterating the grapple effect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's still about 15 feet away from you.
And where's the other one?
About
So can I
30
wait?
feet away from you.
I turn around and punch him.
Who? There's the
Oh.
closest person is 15 feet away.
Huh?
Yeah, the other guy's over grappling or caressing Fade. He hasn't done a damn thing. And Fade's about 30 feet away because you ran 30 feet up.
Am I still grappled?
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
whip wrapped around you. You also took 9 psychic damage at the beginning of your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna use up my bonus action to heal again.
Okay. So again, she reaches to the ground and draws more earth to her. Brings us to Avok. Go ahead and make me another intelligence. See?
Well, that might work. 18?
Yeah, you sit there and you shake off the kind of dazed feeling you had, and as you kind of come back into reality, you realize something's different.
Uh-oh.
You're
Okay.
not the only person in your head right now.
Uh-oh.
Is this some sort of charm effect that he's trying to pull on me?
It is not a charm effect.
Great. Okay, so mindless rage is useless. Right. Alright. Yay. Let's have fun with this. Some douchebag in my head. Alright, well, that probably was my turn because I had to make the save.
Yeah, that was the end of your turn. And as you are sitting there trying to figure out what this is, suddenly your brain explodes and you just force your hands out and Fade, you take 10 psychic damage as a psychic pulse emanates from Avok.
You got it.
Save against? No, I was stunned, so probably not.
There actually isn't a save against the pulse. It's a thing he can do. It's
So he can just easily enter my mind without me having to save against that?
no, that was a different thing that happened while you were stunned.
Right. Okay, wonderful. Anyway, sorry.
Now that that's been done, he has a whole new book of things he can do. Avok's turn goes to dude. Gotta try one more time. This time with advantage. Advantage didn't help him before. So 19 hit you, Fade?
It does.
Okay. So he hits you at the side of the temple. You take 15 psychic damage. And he continues holding his hand out, and you feel this grip on your mind from him.
Can you please repeat that? I'm sorry, I lagged out.
The
The after effect.
you're grappled, and I need another intelligence saving throw.
Sure, that's an 8.
And you're stunned until the grapple ends.
Sounds good.
That finishes his turn. Fade. There's no save on
I'm
this
stunned.
one. Yeah. Unless somebody gets you out of the grapple is all.
I don't care. It's fine. Continue.
A whip comes out towards Avok. 23.
Yeah, that's. Is this damage get halved?
It's bludgeoning damage, so.
Good. Okay.
And then you are grappled by the whip.
Oh, groovy. How much damage was that?
20, so 10 for you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. That ends that. Willow, you're up.
She grits her teeth and looks at him and just says, "Leave them alone," and grasps her hand and uses basically hand to try and grasp the chosen.
Okay.
So it's, I guess it's a strength saving throw from him. It just says, I use the strength score of the hand. And I'm assuming he's a medium or smaller creature.
Technically, he's large.
Oh, okay. That makes a difference. I get advantage against medium or smaller, but you
Okay.
still get to do it.
Yeah, he's
So-
large.
I don't know if you do a strength check or a strength saving throw. It doesn't actually say.
Well, it gave you advantage, so you'd be making an attack roll.
Yeah, believe it's an attack
Oh,
roll,
fair. Okay.
which against an armor class of 10. I'm not really seeing this going poorly.
Yeah, 19.
Misses. No.
So,
So
The
what's
hand-
it do?
it tightens around him, grappling him.
Wall of force disappears.
Awesome. It does 8 damage to him, and then the hand lifts him 60 feet into the air.
That, impressive. So as
What
you
does that mean?
lift him
Grappled folk.
60 feet into the air,
How long is that?
was what I was about to say. Kotzen, Fade.
And Ava.
You watch Avox, sorry. You watch as the whip gets tighter and tighter, and then breaks off, actually, as he goes much longer than his whip will stretch.
Nice.
And he is now hovering there, gripped in the hand. Grappled.
He's less than thrilled with you right now. Because 20, he looks at his ally again, and the ally's eyes start to glow, and it's his turn. And I need a insight check from Avok.
An insight check?
Yep.
Wow.
Shit.
Hang on. That's an insight. Okay. 17.
Just so as you're sitting there dealing with all this thought just appears in your mind that you're certain beyond a shadow of a doubt is real. You can't trust Willow.
Oh no.
She's going to betray you. And as you think about it more, you realize you didn't come up with that thought. And you realize it's a lie because I rolled a fucking 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God.
Mind games are a fucking nuisance.
Would have thought the chosen the wise sage would mess with your head.
Oh.
Roll.
That ends his turn, and he's upset about that. Kata, you're no longer. Are you? No, you're not.
Yeah,
grappled
I'm
at all.
not grappled.
However, he's 60 feet in the air.
What about the other one?
Within striking distance.
I'm gonna go over there.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
It's very good because something very bad is about to happen.
Oh God. I possibly missed. That's a 13.
Just barely. As you impact him, he kind of moves out of the way.
Okay. Try again. Oh, that's even more!
So as you come up and
I need a dice jail.
as you come up and swing twice, the creature just kind of dodges. But you notice he is, his hand is getting closer and closer to Fade's head, and Fade is just kind of trapped.
No. Oh God.
And anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
Okay. The dude way up there
Oh God.
can't do a damn thing because he's 60 feet in the air. So he's not going to use his legendary action he wants to right now. And it goes to Avok. You do notice what's happening to Fade. And it's almost, I don't know if you've ever watched Stargate. It kind
I
of has
have not.
all right. He just has this thing where he's holding his hand, and you can see this energy gripping Fade, and the hand is just getting closer and closer to contacting his head.
Oh, I get it. Hang on.
Go get him now.
All right. Can I move?
You should
They
be great.
broke concentration. So, yeah, we'll say you
Good.
can move.
Okay, good. Finally. Ah, fucking A. Avok, yeah, gonna go up and make 3 fucking swings at pawn number 2.
Okay.
All right, that's a 24 on the first hit.
Definitely hits.
Should I just roll my attacks and then add up all the damage?
Go ahead and roll damage. He's looking pretty rough.
Understood.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Fucking low damage rolls every time.
Uh-uh.
3 minus. Give me a moment. What's my range? Plus 3. 1. Okay. That's 10 damage, I believe.
Right. Still standing looking even more rough as your axe cuts into him. He seems to
All
be
right.
very intent on keeping this grip on Fade.
15. Does a 15 hit?
Barely, but yes.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
Sorry, I think this guy's about to kill Fade.
Uh, 17 points of damage.
All right. And with that, you bring your axe down, try and hit him, and he just kind of moves out of the way. You realize he's doing everything he can to keep this grip on Fade. So you bring the axe around and just slice his hand off. It
Good.
drops to the floor lifelessly, and he sits there looking at the stump, looks at you, falls over as he bleeds out.
And I still have a bonus action.
Wasn't what I thought it was, Jody.
You find out after the fight.
Okay.
Oh. And Dipshit's 60 feet up, so I can't reach him. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. As you finish that, you feel your head pound again. And Kata, you take 10 points of psychic damage.
Oh, she's not hit by the whip anymore.
Because the damage comes from you.
Oh.
Oh, that fucking...
Because he's way up in the air and can't whip you guys.
Yeah,
doesn't mean he's done.
Yeah.
And your turn. There's no more helpers because you killed them all. You should feel very bad about yourself. Fade.
Do I take that damage at the start of my turn?
No, you're no longer gripped by anything. You are fun and fancy free.
I would be interested in walking underneath where Willow has some held.
Okay.
Placing my glove my gauntlet into the air and shooting a 7th level guiding bolt at him.
Whoa. I would say that's advantage given.
He's grappled.
Is he grappled or
He is
restrained?
grappled. Grappled.
Restrained is the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Does a 16 hit?
it's AC a 10, guys.
Fair enough.
Have fun rolling all those dice.
No.
So you guys watch as Fade lifts his gauntlet up. It glows this deep indigo, and this bolt of light fires forth from it and does a lot of damage.
Oh,
I'll hit him with 45 points of radiant,
fuck yes.
and the next attack can have advantage. And I will say, Sweetie, you can drop him now.
As that happens, Fade and Kata, you both get this splitting headache and take another 10 psychic damage.
I'm out of my form.
You guys watch as Kata slowly shrinks down to her humanoid form.
Oh, crap.
Willow, you're up.
She looks at Fade and says, "With pleasure," and without even looking at the hand, just lets him drop.
Does he?
No, actually, can I take that back for 1 second?
Sure.
It goes up higher and then drops.
Yeah!
Oh, that's 120 feet.
If
Technically,
the ceilings are that high, I don't know how tall
the
the ceilings are.
ceiling in here is only technically about, I'll say it's 60 feet, so that I don't have to retcon anything.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Then it's just a 60.
All right.
And you can try squishing him on the roof, but that's about it. So you watch as he just starts falling, and I don't have a way to cast that spell right now. Would have been smart if he'd cast it before, though. It's a freaking at-will spell.
Oh, I'd also like to shink my claws straight up as I'm pointing at him.
Want to be directly under him? Because bad things will happen.
Yup.
Okay, then. So first things first, 60 feet. 6. 9. 13. 16. 21. 25 falling damage as he plummets down. Fade rolled damage for your gauntlet.
Oh.
6.
Okay. So he takes a total of 31 damage.
Whew.
However, you take 25 bludgeoning damage as he lands on you
Mm-hmm.
and rolls off.
I die, and then I like
Go unconscious.
Well,
I push him off.
Okay.
then as a bonus action, as a bonus action, because I'm right there, I cast Cure Wounds on him.
Sorry, what? Oh, because it's
as a
still your
bonus-
turn. Yeah, okay.
Yep, so my turn.
Cool. Roll your healing then.
So, let's find out. I don't know that one off the top of my head.
Death Ward's coming in handy. Now, just to clarify, with Death Ward, is it instead of...
When I would go to 0, I instead get 1.
Okay, so you didn't actually go unconscious. Cool.
And you get 14 points of healing.
I wink.
Anything else?
That's action and bonus for me.
Okay. It's... Is he done yeah, he's done 3 already. So, he's going to... Yeah, he's gonna turn and look at Avok, thrust his hand out again, and I need another charisma save.
Fucking. Not again.
You're the only one that's limited by movement.
Well, hopefully I save. Well, I think I did. 19 this time.
Yep. So as you sit there and your legs start to just stop working, you go, fuck this shit.
That's actually right.
Yeah. I figured. Then it's his turn. I keep forgetting to roll for this. It doesn't work. So... Yeah, he's gonna aim for Fade, because he's there. Bring his whip down and try to slash him with it. That's a 22.
I would like to attempt to stop him from doing that.
This would be very, very cool. Make your attack.
I don't.
So you sit there and you try to grip the whip with your claw. Instead, you sit there, bring it up. The whip wraps around it, and you see him just kind of smirk as he jerks the whip forward and then thrusts it back, and you smack yourself in the face with your own gauntlet.
Oof.
As you take 20 bludgeoning damage.
I die again.
You're unconscious.
That ends his turn. Kata.
See, how far away is Fade?
Should be close.
Within 10 feet. Like, you're all real close to each other right now. Willow's the only one that's a little further off.
Caw, kill him! Caw.
As you look at him, he hasn't even started bleeding yet.
Really?
I'm casting heal on Fade.
Okay. Roll your...
That is a flat 70.
70.
Oh!
Yeah.
Casting heal spell.
Yep.
So you watch as Kata goes over, and Kata, again, you feel this strange thing as you start to cast your spell. You kind of leave your body for a moment, and your vision goes into the ground. And as you go down, you can see the life around you in the rocks itself. You can see an underground river teeming with algae and bacteria. As you come up, you go through roots and trees, roots of massive trees, and as you come up, all of that life force just goes into you, and you put your hand on it, and it all rushes into Fade. Anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
I do not have. Yeah, I don't have any bonus action cantrips.
Oh, okay. Then it is. First of all, Fade Kata take 10 psychic damage as Avok again. Another psychic pulse shoots out from you.
I will deal with that.
Avok. Now that you've had this presence in your head, as an action, you can attempt to break this psychic link. It's a charisma save if you wanted to do that.
No,
And it'll take your action.
it will. How far away is he?
About 10 feet.
Okay. Oh, there are ways of getting him out of my head. It's killing
He's
him.
No, he would have stood up. Never mind. I was about to say he's currently prone, but he's not.
That's fine. Anyways, walk up 10 feet, 3 swings at bald dipshit.
Okay.
Whoop, wrong die. Well, since his AC is 10, I'm just going to say this hits.
Yeah, but really, what's your bonus?
It's a D20 plus 10, so I'd have to roll
Yeah,
a
you have to roll a
Nat
nat
one.
one.
1. So that's a hit.
Just roll 3 times and see if a 1 comes up.
All right, that's a hit. That's a hit. All right, hit 3 times.
Okay.
Okay. 12 plus. I need this. Oh, and I don't know if this will matter, but there's that special con save with my axe.
Chosen are not affected by it, unfortunately.
Figures. All right, I might as well just erase that. It doesn't seem to do anything anymore.
To be honest, it's just a pain to track.
That's whatever. Okay.
And again, they're chosen, so they do have resistance to stuff like that. So
Gotcha. Okay. I feel like I'm chipping myself. Whatever. Okay, so at 8. That's 43 points of damage.
right? So first swing cuts deep into him, and he just stares at you. Go ahead.
No. That
Oh,
was all
total?
three.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I've seen you do crazy shit like that. So 3 deep cuts. He's now starting to bleed. He's looking even angrier, and you can see his vestments are starting to glow this light blue.
How's that feel, douchebag?
You're about to find out.
Oh, I'm really scared. Chosen. Ew.
Oh, you had advantage on
Oh,
the
yeah.
first roll.
Oh, well, we'll see. If
Go fishing.
Ed didn't give me a nat 20, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
That ends that. He's going to.
I'm just smiling
he
at him.
brings his whip around and tries to wrap it around your neck, Ava.
Okay.
Ooh, that sucked. 11.
That's a mess.
Okay. That was the end of that. Fade.
I walk up to him and I ready an action to send him on his way, and I will release it just before my next turn. I'm gonna ready my Sentinel at Death's Door class thing.
Okay. You'll explain that when it happens.
Yep.
At the end of that, he's actually going to turn to you and try to wrap the whip around your neck, Fade.
Ooh, simultaneously.
Okay.
So go ahead and do all that. I'm gonna bonus action cast Spiritual Weapon, Spiritual Tombstone, and I ask him what his name is as I'm forming it.
He doesn't answer for some odd
Weird.
reason.
But you did give it to us
you-
earlier.
You hear from his stands, Chlorine!
Finger that in. And then he rolled to attack.
He has a 23.
It hits.
So 20 bludgeoning damage in your grapple.
Oofa doofa.
Oh, right. That ends his turn. Or that ends his
My-
attack. Willow.
It seems we don't learn. And she brings Bigby's hand around to grasp him again. So that is a 14 against his.
10.
Yep, okay. So it grasps him and does the same thing it did last time, doing 6 damage and lifts him 60 feet in the air.
No! Damn it.
Goes up the whip
Sorry.
around your neck, gets taut, and then goes away. Does that end your turn? Will?
I guess so. Sorry. Didn't realize you were doing something there.
It's all good.
Kata and Fade, you guys both take 10 psychic damage.
So
There's another-
technically the grapple from the whip should be broken again.
Yes, but Psychic Pulse still works as a legendary
Oh, sure.
action.
No, I was just adding
Yeah,
that in,
he's-
making sure we knew.
That ends that. He's... He's going to try to mobilize Avok again. No, he's going to go for Fade this time. Charisma saving throw, Fade.
Yes.
I'm not a
Total of a 19.
You're fine. It is his turn. Give me one more cool thing. Come on. What I needed. He looks down on you, extends his hand, and I need intelligence saving throws from all of you.
Natural 20, motherfucker.
22.
22.
Shit.
16.
Oh,
You are stunned. You take...
Does that mean I lose concentration?
Yes.
That is best case scenario.
Yes, okay. That's fine.
You take 32 psychic damage.
Oof.
Alright.
He falls. I'm just going to roll it here faster.
Fair.
Can I cast my next spell while he falls?
It happens on his turns, so
Darn it.
he's looking rough, but as he hits the ground,
Oof.
he's just gonna ready both whips. Okay, that ends his turn. Kata, you are up.
Okay, trying to hopefully finish this with a explosion of fireworks. Can I? Is there enough room to put a circle of fireballs around him and cast Firestorm?
How wide
Well,
an
we're
area?
all
does it
standing
get?
like next to him.
Yeah.
Well, he
Uh,
technically, if she cast it behind him and put the edge on him, it would work depending on how large it is. So, how large an area is it?
Up to 10 cubes.
Oh,
you want-
with that,
If you
yeah.
want me,
You just
if-
create lots of fire. That's fine.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dex rocks. He decides to make his save
Damn it.
because he can't roll or shit.
Okay.
So you guys watch as Kata starts to kind of growl and her hands go into fists. Kata, again, your vision leaves your self, and you go into the ground deeper to the molten core of the planet. And as you rush forward, you bring with you all the fire and heat and fury of the planet's core. And as you guys sit there watching, you watch this, you see steam start to raise from her shoulders, and her hair starts to float a little bit. She opens her eyes, and there's fire in it, and her hands start to glow red hot as she extends them, and fire just erupts from everywhere, just barely missing Avok and Fade.
41 points of fire.
Shit. So as this explosion happens, you see everything get incinerated in the room. You even see the people observing kind of stand back as Avok and Fade, you have to shield your faces from the intense heat and bright light. As you look again, you can see most of the robes have been burnt off his upper half. And you can see on his chest, carved with what looks like just someone took a knife to it, the holy symbol of the guiding, or the wise sage. He's breathing heavily as it glows even brighter than before. Anything else?
No, I can't do anything else.
Oh, right. He lifts one of his whips. He goes, "This is not the end." And he brings it around and tries to wrap it around Katz's throat. 17.
That is.
You take 20 bludgeoning damage. It goes around your throat. He whips your head into the ground and then pulls it taut as you can feel it start to close off your windpipe. Avok, you're up next.
I know. All right. Okay. What was the last thing you said?
This is not how it will end,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, that's
You're
gonna.
asking the guy that can't remember what he had for lunch.
Oh, Jody.
That's fine. Well, I mean, anyways. Right. Okay, so yeah, Avox. No, let me see. I'm just checking my. Okay, hits, and hits. Okay, let me just get the damage going.
Don't bother. He's 2 hit points. How do you want to do this?
Yeah!
All right.
Oh, let me tell you how it ends, buddy. First, we cut off your arm so you can stop strangling my friend.
Okay. Do that. And he screams out in agony, looks at his arm, and you watch this glowing blue arm start to form. He makes a fist. Nice try.
Oh, I'm not done yet. Next, that lovely little tattoo on your body, I'm gonna carve that off, and I'm gonna swiftly fillet whatever skin that thing is attached to.
So you guys watch as Avox spins his axe around and brings it down in this strange strike you've never seen before. And as it impacts, you watch him slice through the deep scar on this chest, and the Chosen screams in agony as blue light shoots out of his eyes and his mouth and his ears. As you,
All right.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay, so as he screams with his mouth open, Avok takes his fist that spiked the fuck up
Mhm.
and shoves it right in his mouth, and he says,
And this is for fucking with my head, you asshole.
And as you reach in, you grab his tongue. As his jaw breaks and teeth shatter, and as you rip it out, you watch him scream. The cut that you made on his chest isn't bleeding. You see pure light, blue light inside that just starts escaping everywhere, and suddenly it gets so bright you all have to turn away. When you look back, nothing but a scorched mark on the ground, and the 2 whips broken.
What was that roll for?
Doesn't matter.
I think it was gonna be fun.
Nope.
Okay. I don't know what that
Oh.
means.
What
Then.
was
That was
that?
the spell.
I don't know this spell.
I don't know what this means.
Doesn't matter. It didn't happen. I just wanted to roll it.
Okay.
It's
So
28.
as you guys sit there, bruised and bloodied, breathing heavy, you hear from behind. You know, I've got to say, if he hadn't been so focused on killing you, he points to Fade, might have done a little better. See, that's what happens when you let things get to you that don't matter.
What was left of his body? Nothing. A scorch mark.
Scorch mark, but his chosen weapons are on the ground, shattered. in a similar state to the rapier you found that eventually turned into your gauntlet.
Those belong to me now.
Okay? Here's about 7 pieces total. As you look at it, doesn't make sense because you saw that they were flexible, but as you pick them up, they're shards of metal.
We've witnessed Elaine's dragon tail before transform her normal stuff. I'm not totally surprised. But anyways.
I will have you make me a wisdom save real quick.
Roger that. 30.
Not 20.
So as you
Nice.
touch it, you immediately feel this burning sensation, and your mind is flooded with images you don't recognize of somewhere you've never been, but you see this dark ocean stretching out as far as the eye can see, but it's thousands of feet below you. As you look out, you can see these strange kind of bluish purple lights dotting this massive ocean. And as you look up, the entirety of the sky is dark, covered in these evil-looking clouds. There's a bright flash of lightning in your back.
I carefully place them in a cloth in a pouch and don't make a big deal of it.
So as you guys kind of get together, the throne descends down, and the dragon steps forward in his humanoid form. Well, it seems I no longer have another offer. So,
Let's call it an alliance then, yes? For now.
kind of a strong word. Let's say we're friends for the time being. Speaking of that, I now know what's wrong with you. And he points at Kata. And he walks over. You are in for a hell of a ride. And he reaches down and he grasps your totem. And he goes, "This will probably help." And he sits there and he draws, using his finger, a new carving into your totem. And as you look at it, you see this very intricate carving of a dragon.
Oh shit!
And I'll send you the write up in a little bit, but you can now, using two transformations, turn into a red dragon whelpling, I believe is the one.
Wormling.
Wormling,
Wormling?
thank you. Yeah. It's a challenge rating 4 dragon.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to be honest with you. You are lost. And my skills will be much better use to you at a war table than breathing sonic energy on your enemies. So I'm going to take care of a few things here. I will meet you back at your home base. We'll help you plot this little war of yours. Since I won't be needing as much protection, Soligny, and you watch as Soligny comes down. You will be my representative in the field for them. So feel free to use her however you like. Just remember, she will be doing my bidding, not yours. So don't get any ideas. We're friendly, but I'm not stupid. Well, that was fun. Guess I'll see you in about a week or so. Oh, don't worry about dealing with anything on your way out. I've deactivated the traps. Though
I look around for a glove.
there may be one or two more mimics out there somewhere. Just don't touch anything on your way out. What did you say, Fate?
I look around for a gauntlet type control device.
You're not in the treasure room, and the doors are sealed, so there's nothing here.
Okay.
Good try. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. So thanks to everybody that tuned in. Thanks to Elias for the sub. Thanks to Power Word Roll for chatting it up. If you missed any of the episode, I put them all on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Otherwise, that's all for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Bunny!